Later this morning, a Portland woman is expected to be sentenced for killing her 4-year-old son after she caused a car crash while driving with a blood alcohol level more than 4 times the legal limit. And what's next for the woman who was shot by Border Patrol in southeast Portland after she pleaded not guilty to entering the U.S. illegally. We'll bring you the update. Plus,
I love Portland, but a metal detector or two, I think that will help.
This decision was made only after careful consideration of the research and input gained by our library team.
Yeah, so it's a no from County Chair Jessica Vega-Peterson. Why she says putting metal detectors in Portland's Central Library won't fix its recent security issues. We have those stories plus your Friday forecast coming up as your news at Sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Friday. I'm China Green. We have Rod Hill in the house to give us your forecast this morning.
We have the wedge of clearing. I like catchy little titles for things. Here's the wedge of clearing, ladies and gentlemen. We had cloud cover overnight, which has actually kept our temperatures in many cases about 10 degrees or even 12 degrees warmer than just yesterday morning. The clearing coming down from the north over Seattle is now actually starting to make its way down toward the Columbia River. So we have early clouds, and then the forecast through mid-morning just goes sunny. No frost on the grass in front of our state capitol. It's just now, well, there might be some light frost just starting. This was 35. It's just now down to 32. And the fact that temperatures are starting to fall off a little bit is indications of that clearing starting to break the cloud deck up. Now, Portland PDX is holding at 36. So clearing through mid-morning, freezing spots out the door, but nothing like low to mid-20s that we saw yesterday morning. We'll be 40 at noon, 46 at 2 o'clock. Still breezy winds to 35 out near the gorge, but overall, really nice Friday coming. Back to you.
Thank you, Rod. All right, we are taking a live look right now as we continue to follow breaking news in Hillsboro, where crews are battling a fire at a multi-unit apartment complex. Officials say that this happened just before 4:30 this morning on Northwest Bailey Avenue. When crews got there, they found fire and smoke in one unit. As of right now, no one has been reported injured, but crews are still checking for hot spots and making sure all people and pets are out of the building. No word yet on how many people have been displaced. Turns out the flames from this fire were so large that people nearby thought there was another fire.
Early into this fire, there was about a block down, there was a report that there was another fire. We had another crew check that out. It turned out that the flames from this building were visible from down the block. So another caller thought that the flames from this building were actually encroaching on a separate building. We confirmed that there's no other structures involved other than this one.
Please reach out to Hillsboro Fire and Rescue for more information. We'll bring you an update as soon as we learn more. First, an update to the woman shot by Border Patrol in southeast Portland earlier this month. The Department of Justice confirms 32-year-old Yorlenis Zambrano Contreras has pleaded guilty to illegally entering the U.S. in 2023. She was sentenced to 1 year on probation, and she must stay away from areas where prostitution may be occurring. It's not clear whether she will face expedited deportation. The man shot by Border Patrol, 33-year-old Luis Nino Mancada, was ordered and held without bond Wednesday. He has pleaded not guilty to aggravated assault on a federal officer and other charges. Investigators say Nino Mancada used his pickup truck as a weapon during the January 8th incident, ramming an unoccupied Border Patrol vehicle and striking an agent. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden was in Newport yesterday to get a first-hand look at the rescue helicopter that's the center of a federal lawsuit related to President Trump's immigration policies. Now, you may remember in October, the chopper was quietly moved some 70 miles south to North Bend. And then news surfaced that Homeland Security wanted to use the Newport land for an ICE detention facility, something the city ultimately pushed back on. Fishermen's wives, the county, and the state then sued the federal government to bring the helicopter back for safety reasons.
We understand that, having the helicopter here isn't an automatic that we're going to save every life that goes over, but it is such a great extra resource that really makes the difference.
In December, a federal judge ruled the helicopter must return to Newport. It's still unclear if the feds plan to move ahead with any kind of ICE facility in the area. A school district in Minneapolis is accusing ICE of using a 5-year-old as bait amid the immigration crackdown there. School leaders say the boy and his father were detained in their driveway. Agents had the boy knock on the door to check if others were inside. DHS says that they were not targeting the child, but his father, who they say is in the country illegally from Ecuador. They say that the father tried to flee, but later asked to stay with his son. Both are now being held at an ICE facility in Texas. Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance was in Twin Cities yesterday, indicating that the Insurrection Act, meaning the military could be deployed, wasn't needed at this time. He then went on to say that he wants to turn down the temperature in Minneapolis and support federal law enforcement officers.
These people are under an incredible amount of duress, an incredible amount of chaos, and because of a few very far left agitators, a lot of these guys are unable to do their jobs without being harassed, without being doxxed, and sometimes without being assaulted.
Vance also pledged that ICE would not enter people's homes without a judicial warrant, despite an internal ICE memo obtained by the Associated Press that contradicts that. A Portland woman is set to be sentenced this morning following a 2024 drunk driving crash that killed her 4-year-old son. 29-year-old Angelina Minor is now due in court this morning after disappearing while awaiting sentencing. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us live outside the courthouse with more details on the case. Corey.
Good morning, China. That's right. Minor pleaded guilty back in September of last year to several felony charges, including first-degree manslaughter. Now, during the time of that crash that happened in 2024, in addition to her 4-year-old son, 2 other children under the age of 5 and another adult were also in the vehicle at the time. According to PPB, that incident happened when Minor was involved in a fender bender, but left before exchanging info with the other driver. That driver started following her. Minor then drove off and over a median and into oncoming traffic before ultimately crashing with another car head-on. Her son later died of his injuries. According to a court affidavit, Minor told medical staff she had a little to drink and that she was speeding during the crash. Her blood alcohol level was more than 4 times the legal limit, according to police. And fast forward to December of last year, the Multnomah County DA's office said Minor violated her supervised release and a warrant was issued for her arrest. Then on January 5th of this year, the agency confirmed she turned herself in and she's remained in the Multnomah County jail since. In 2024, we spoke about the tragedy with those who knew her son, Kingston.
When you would walk in the room, he would run and hug you. He was just so happy and full of love.
This tragedy hits a whole lot differently. This is a young baby that we have lost.
Now in Oregon, a first-degree manslaughter charge is considered a Class A felony and it carries a minimum sentence of up to 10 years in prison. Now keep in mind, Minor is also facing several other charges, including DUI and reckless driving, among more. She's due in court at 9 a.m. China?
Our Corey Johnson reporting live this morning. Thank you, Corey. Fresno police are asking for help as they search for a teenage suspect in a deadly shooting from a year ago. Police believe Camarino Vides, seen in this photo, shot and killed 17-year-old Jorge Vasquez in an unprovoked attack at Vance Park on January 23rd last year. They're asking anyone who knows where Vides is to call 911. Anonymous reports can also be made online. Multnomah County will not install metal detectors at the Central Library. Chair Jessica Vega Peterson said detectors wouldn't address main safety issues like substance use, homelessness, and mental health. The decision follows a deadly shooting and a later stabbing near the library last year. The county says they've increased security officers at the library, limited Wi-Fi access only during hours of operation, and temporarily removed outside benches. So the U.S. House passed a full-year funding package for Homeland Security and another agency. One Republican opposed it, while 7 Democrats, including Congresswoman Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez, voted in favor. She said in a statement that she couldn't in good conscience support shutting down FEMA or Homeland Security. Lawmakers also approved separate bills to prevent a partial government shutdown. This bill now goes to the Senate. Governor Tina Kotek's new Oregon Prosperity Council has officially begun work. The group is designed to focus on the state's economy, creating more jobs, and helping local businesses grow. Yesterday, council members reviewed research and data which shows that the state's current outlook is mostly negative. Governor Kotek appointed Tim Knope, the former longtime Republican lawmaker, as Chief Prosperity Officer.
This is a critical issue to resolve. It is really about the headwinds that we have due to competitive nature of other states. They're not standing still, and neither will we.
So the council includes representatives from big businesses like Columbia and Tillamook Creamery, philanthropist Jordan Schnitzer, and industry leaders from the construction, wine, and timber industries. Business leaders from around the state will recommend changes in June. Vancouver Public Schools has named a new superintendent. Dr. Ricardo Rocky Torres Morales currently works for Seattle Public Schools. He started his career as a special education teacher in New York City. He was chosen from a pool of 40 applicants and will begin his role in July. All campuses in the Corbett School District are once again closed today due to what appears to be an ongoing water issue. We reached out to the district for more information and are waiting to hear back on that. Your time now is 6:10. Before we get to Rod, we're taking a live look from our Wells Fargo Skycam. Overlooking downtown City of Portland, extending its hours for several emergency overnight shelters because of the cold. Some shelters plan to stay open until 8 a.m. this morning, tomorrow, and Sunday to help folks avoid some of the coldest hours. Rod Hill is going to walk you through some of that.
Yeah, so this morning we're getting a break. We had cloud cover last night. We're just going to get down to around the freezing mark, meaning 32 degrees or 30. As the clouds start to clear between now and 8 o'clock this morning. But starting tomorrow morning and again on Sunday, we'll be right where we were yesterday, which is pretty much all of the valley, anywhere from actual air temperature of 20 to about 26 degrees overnight into morning. Not record, but the type of cold that, quite frankly, we can go an entire winter season and not see. So let's get you out the door this morning. I mentioned this morning, it's much warmer. It's about 10 degrees warmer than it was 24 hours ago. We have cloudiness that's starting to break up. There's 31 now freezing at Vancouver's Pearson Airfield. But tomorrow that temperature at this time could show 21 or 22 degrees, okay? Here are the other numbers. Battleground also freezing now. Again, the clearing is coming down from the north. Wilsonville's at 37. Salem is down to 32, showing some breaks in the cloud cover. And again, these temperatures will continue to fall, but we're not going to get into the extreme cold like we have had the last couple of starts. Valley forecast for today, early clouds clearing through mid-morning. We'll be up into the mid to upper 40s. A nice day overall. Southwest Washington, similar numbers. This shows Battleground 47. Again, these graphics show you the temperature is expected overnight tonight into Saturday morning. This shows Battleground at 20 and Longview at 23. We still have the east winds out of the gorge. That will keep us fog free, 15 to 35 mile per hour gusts today. Here's the map. The temperature inversion is gone. It's been with us for a week. That means clearing will take place in Hood River. Clearing will take place in the Dalles. Clearing will take place in Pendleton and down into Central Oregon as everybody basically eventually goes sunny today. 7-day forecast, the dry weekend with the cold starts. 46 today, sunny tomorrow, increasing clouds on Sunday. Might have a trace of moisture on Monday, kind of similar to what we actually picked up yesterday. China, back to you.